interested in a fantasy romance set right around 300 pages, give or take, if so, I have the perfect one for you. It's Winter's Fate by Amelia Mcleod, and I gave this one 5 stars and 2 on the spice meter. Some of the things you come to expect in this book are magic, siblings rivalry, and enemies to lovers, court politics, secrets, betrayal, and a forbidden romance. I actually took on this book because the author had reached out to me and asked for me to read it and review it. I picked this book up in between some other arcs because I was like, oh, this one's not super long. It'll be nice to fit this one in between my other arcs. So I kind of went into this one a little bit on the blind side because I really didn't read a whole lot into it before I went into it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I did not regret it because I was not prepared for all the stuff that got thrown at me. And I love going into books blind anyways. We know that that is one of my favorite things to do because I love when things are thrown in my face because I really get to enjoy the book when I do not know what's happening. At the time, I was reading a whole bunch of contemporary romances, so a Romantasy was a complete palate cleanser. So as we know, I love Romantasies anyways, so when this one just completely took the cake for me, I absolutely loved it. The magic to me was just really cool, the way that it was set up. The romance in this one is definitely kind of the forbidden and a slow burn, and definitely has the enemies to lovers vibe, which we know that I am completely here for. It is one of my favorite things in a Romantasy. The cover is really beautiful, which drew me in as well. And this book actually moves, I felt like, at a really quick pace. So I really devoured this book in one evening. Honestly, if I had not had real life chores, I probably would have devoured it in one setting. But as being a mom, I had stuff I had to do, so I could not just sit down and sit there and be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and read it, because I had to cook dinner, I had to take kids places, so I could not just sit there and just read the whole book in one setting. So I actually had to set it down, which kind of sucked. But if I had not had to set it, had to have any responsibilities, I would have devoured this book in one sitting. So that tells you how good it was to me. I really liked the world building in this book, and it was not super predictable to me because the plot for a while really had me where the F is this going? Because I was like, what is going, I was trying to figure out what the plot was and where it was going, and I'm like, what, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm kind of trying to figure books out, and I'm like I hate to say that I predict books, but I kind of do. I try not to because I kind of want to be surprised when things happen, but sometimes it happens. I really try not to. I really like to be surprised when things happen, but sometimes it happens. And so when this one's I'm where is this going? So when things did happen and pick up, I was shook when things started taking, because I could not, don't get me wrong, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just it's not predictable, because things make sense as it's happening. I don't want you to be like, oh, this book has no, the plot is confusing. No, it's not. It's just not predictable. I could not, it was not a predictable book. That's what I'm trying to say. The plots make sense. The stuff going on makes complete sense. It's just not super predictable. So then when you have the non-predictability, and then the end comes, and the end just completely smacked me in my face. And I was like, the ending is diabolical, and the ending should be illegal. The ending was diabolical, and it should be illegal, and that's just how I say on that one. And it's only book 1, and I'm like, oh, and we know that I always read series that only book 1 out, and so then I'm anxiously awaiting book 2, and I'm I always get these books, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then they leave me on a cliffhanger. So then when book 2 comes out, I'm so excited. And what happens is, and then I will devour book 2. I'm we're just gonna be honest here. So I will read book 1, and I will devour it, and I'll be so addicted. And so then book 2 comes, and I'm devouring book 2 in a day, if that, depending how long it is, maybe a day and a half. And then if there's another book, and sometimes I'll leave me on another cliffhanger, and then it's just a repetitive cycle. And sometimes I'm do I have a problem with series? Am I sometimes I wonder if I'm addicted to Romantasy series that like to leave me on cliffhangers. Does anyone else have this problem, or is it just... Anyways, I digress. The ending is really good. It just, it was so illegal. But anyways, so you have the slow burn, you have the Romantasy. It's not a super spicy book, but it does have the romance and the slow burn and the tension. But the little bit of spice it does have is fairly descriptive. It is an adult book, but because it is a slower burn, it is not going to be a bing bang boom instant love, which I'm going to be honest with you, I am a sucker for a good slow burn. So for me, as long as you have the tension and the building of the romance, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm okay. You know, I'm good. I'm good. So there's no insta love in here. There's no insta love. You got the slow burn going. And so absolutely love that. Overall, this book to me was really good. I loved it. And so I'm going to give you a quick overview. Again, this is a fantasy romance. I'm going to let you know what this book is about so you can decide whether you want to read this one or not. Laena takes on a role to help her sister and the kingdom she loves. Her companion for this journey with this new role is Callum. And Callum, if he finds out her secret, will either arrest her or kill her if he finds it out. But Callum is hiding secrets too. As their journey progresses, so does their attraction to one another. They can only keep secrets from each other for so long. The truth always breaks free. This is a page-turning and heart-racing romantasy that's available on Kindle Unlimited. I love this one, and I think you just might too.